Perfect. No, really.
Such a TV guy, dude.
But that was such a brilliant thing. Are we live now? So we should then go,
Yes.
Acha, guys, we are live. But that's the beauty thing. I was seeing a video where there are two girls, two women, and they're saying, हम मोटे लग रहे हैं क्या? The cameraman said no. कहते हैं हम मोटे लग रहे हैं क्या? The other one said no. ऐसा चलो जब भी चालू तो करते हैं. Both of us are looking good. So I can never say that हम मोटे लग रहे हैं क्या? Because I don't. The question is, do you guys think that you are looking fat? No, right? Are you ordering from Swiggy?
100% I think I'm looking fine. But we're not rolling yet.
That's okay. We're not
Instamart.
rolling, but we will. You're an Instamart person. What about
Totally
you, Samina?
Insta. I don't even have Blinkit on my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're two separate apps.
Yeah.
But I'm told, which is fine. I'm fine with specialization, but I'm told that Zepto is actually doing really, really well. But anyway.
Zepto in Bandra is very bad.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
So now Swiggy, but. Yeah?
So we're live, actually.
Okay, we are live. So,
Well, we are live. So the debate is, and I insist, you are Swiggy
Okay, I can
and you are Zomato because you like Blinkit and we like Instamart.
Instamart.
But to begin with, I think it's a lot of excitement, right? We've talked about this for the last few months and it's finally happening. Swiggy is listing at a deep discount. I think they've learned their lesson as after what we saw a few weeks ago in terms of that mega IPO. But the fact remains, all out. Let's start with valuations. Well valued, deep discount, some very significant marquee names, and they've shown good growth. Would you agree with me, Swiggy?
Yeah, so I just did the interview with the Swiggy management, and that's one of the questions that I asked him, especially Harsha, basically.
Sorry, excuse me while I get my mic done, but
yeah. But the thing is that they're saying that if you look at the IPO size, 11,327, 2/3 are offer for sale, and 4,500 crores is what is a fresh issue which is coming in, and people who are selling in the OFS, they're already sitting at 40x, 41 times, the profits which are there. So the argument which is they're saying that if they already have 40 times the profits, there's no need to price it higher. That's what they say, and that's the reason why they've kept it around $10.5 to $11 billion valuation. I think Street was looking at $15 billion, which was there, but it's not $15 billion. It's coming at 390 rupees at the upper end of the price.
And that is actually not a bad price because even the last transaction, I think that got done, the landing cost was close to 355. 355 is what I remember.
Put some 8 to 10%.
Yeah.
Premium.
And more importantly, which was weird enough, a lot of the retail platforms were selling this at 425. So for those guys, this may not be great, but the fact that it's opening to a massive retail audience in the price range of 370 or 390, I think on valuations is a clear beat. But why do you think Zomato deserves the premium over Swiggy that you think I believe it does?
I'll come in a minute. Why don't you continue conversation with
Okay, you're
while
still
I get my
struggling on
mic?
your mic. The other thing is, right, valuation is one thing. So that's, of course, a positive in favor of Swiggy. But the fact remains, as retail investors, and with the way the market sentiment currently is, I know we've had a few days of a good run. The recovery is in place. We also do agree that there's enough liquidity on the sidelines. But my worry is that if the sentiment doesn't support, Zomato we've seen, they've proved themselves, they came into the market at a time when they were loss-making, they've turned the corner, they've done a little bit of cash
Look at
burn.
the trajectory of Zomato, 76,
to
IPO
40,
to 40,
and then back up to
over
270.
270, and now we're around...
Yeah, but good numbers, of course, there's a little bit of criticism.
But where is the valuation coming from? It's not from the food delivery business. It's coming from the quick commerce.
Quick commerce. So quick commerce is the piece that you would play Swiggy what to do. But my concern is I'd rather go with the known than the unknown, right?
True.
Swiggy is the unknown. It comes at a discount. I completely agree. But the fact still remains that everything to do with Zomato is so much more accessible in terms of what is available in the World Wide Web. And that's important when you're making a decision such as this.
That is true, but you also look at the growth potential of a company before investing, and if there a runway for that company. If you look at some of the analysts and
So why is the growth potential higher for Swiggy, Sajeet?
I'm not saying it's higher. I'm just saying there's a delta which is there because it's loss making as of today.
Yeah, it's at a discount, right?
It's a food delivery business has just turned EBITDA positive in Q1. It is still 4 to 6 quarters away from where Zomato is. So let's put it, industry leader, Zomato is there. They are on top of it. So they're still 4 to 6 quarters away. But there's a runway for that growth. And like the valuation...
But that is like saying, let's not buy a profitable company, but a loss-making company.
But you bought a loss-making company in Zomato also, right? At 76 rupees.
No, he must have gotten at 40. No, but chalo, take your point. It is loss-making. There's no denying it. even the other segments, if you look at their business, compare it on equals, Zomato is ahead of the curve. But that's why you're priced at a discount, and that's why you're getting in an argument every morning, Niraj, is that there is no value in the markets. Or people who argue about India, the question to debate is expensive or not so expensive, right? This is not so expensive, the same or similar growth potential.
Yeah. And quick commerce is working in India as compared to other countries.
But so here's some data, right? And this is something that I picked up from our colleague Chinmay. The last 9 months or thereabouts, Instamart's market share has dropped from 30 to 27%. Blinkit has risen marginally. At that, the big winner has been Zepto. And Zepto on quick commerce is actually hurting both Blinkit and Instamart, more so Instamart. So my point is, if we're looking at the company in toto, we know that food delivery has almost become a mature business of sorts, even if it's growing.
It's not. That's what they are arguing.
They are arguing, but the data, Sajeet, that we saw recently as well, right? Not as strong. So if quick commerce is the big way to go, right? If food delivery, Zomato is anyways ahead than Swiggy. And on quick commerce, if Zomato is or Blinkit is ahead of Instamart, and if Zepto is catching up so quickly, it's 23, Instamart is 27. If Zepto is catching it so quickly, should that be a concern for valuation move up for Swiggy? I don't have an answer to that. I'm just saying that's a valid concern out there.
But path to profitability is also something which we should be looking out for. That's what my point is.
Completely
At the end of the day, if your business is not generating cash, then it's irrespective of what market share you have, it doesn't matter.
I think the other recent problem is the aggressive fundraise plan. When they're sitting on so much of cash and to go out...
18,000 crores will be there on the books.
18,500 additional. So assuming they're expecting a cash burn, but the fact remains, this cannot be good for a shareholder, right? No matter what you plan to do and when you plan to do.
You're talking about Zomato's shareholder.
Yes.
Sitting on that sort of cash is going to be equity dilution, right?
Yeah, but think of it also maybe as a bit strategically done with the timing that they have, and maybe do they anticipate quick burn? Because I'll tell you one point that Rhythm Desai mentioned is that he said that there are 5 biggies in addition to the 3 that are already there that are planning to enter the quick commerce space. And if that is happening, then the whole bucket, he's not biased towards one versus the other. Does the whole bucket deserve to be under question? By the way, anybody who's watching this, we are live for the next 10 minutes. Please send in your comments and queries.
We do have a bunch of questions. Niraj is clearly getting very excited about answering these questions, but we do have a few, actually a lot. Let me start with a Mr. That's what he's called. Mr. says, is Swiggy overpriced than Zomato?
I don't
One
think
thing we
so.
know
I
it's
don't
not.
think so.
Let's
No.
do consent.
Yeah,
Not
that's
overpriced.
consent. It's not.
It's
It's not.
Swiggy on most parameters, on all parameters, is at a discount to Zomato. That's a consent.
No debate there.
No debate.
Consensus view. Mr. then asks, can he buy Zomato now? He's not
I'll
asking
tell you
for
what
Swiggy
HSBC is
versus
saying.
Zomato. Okay,
No, I'll
tell
tell you
us
what HSBC is saying. Right? HSBC came out and said that on all counts, which is the order AOV and all the other metrics, Zomato is tracking far ahead. They are doing much better. They will use this corrective move and further corrective moves to buy. Their target is 330. So individually, whether you want to apply to Swiggy or wherever else, notwithstanding, brokerages are starting to turn a little bit constructive on
so
Zomato.
GOV, AOV and profitability. Clear beat when it comes to Zomato, but we are attributing that to being expensive
but
valuation.
no, not only that, but also Zomato is 4 to 6 quarters ahead of other players, right? Like Swiggy and Zepto.
Yeah, so this question is not for relativity.
No,
It's for
they're
absolute.
simply asking, so I think, constructive. 340
Brokers
is
are
a fairly
constructive.
high target price on that one. Of course, the next question, because you were talking about Zepto, I guess. Lilliput Tea Cake wants to know, should I wait for the Zepto IPO? Now, this is a tough one. This is like crystal ball gazing. We don't know when Zepto is going to happen.
And if it is going to happen.
If it's going to happen. What we do know is Swiggy is happening. Swiggy is better priced. And generally, I think पैसा है तो Swiggy में लगाना चाहिए यार. मतलब primary market है, valuation attractive है. Of course, Niraj को लगता है
No. I'm saying I don't have a buy or a sell call. We as journalists believe that.
एक चीज जो नहीं हम तीनों एक चीज मानते हैं कि स्विगी ओवर वैल्यूड नहीं है, राइट? जोमैटो ओवर वैल्यूड है या अंडर वैल्यूड है?
अच्छी चीज
कोई भी दाम ये
नहीं मिलती,
पर अच्छी चीज सस्ती भी मिल रही है अभी.
हाँ, नहीं अच्छी चीज है. क्या जोमैटो ज्यादा अच्छी चीज है? That's the question. I'm saying maybe the answer to that is some people would say
Swiggy सस्ती है. I think that is the most fair way to put it.
Swiggy अच्छी भी है, right? A lot of people who use Swiggy. Right?
Instamart
Don't even have
is
the
there.
Blinkit app.
Yeah.
So I'm
a lot of people who
complete
use
Instamart
Swiggy
believer.
are swearing by it.
But now Lilliput Tea Cakes also has a more complicated question. How much returns on listing day? Now Lilliput, this is a very difficult question because it will depend on how well this is subscribed. But what we can tell you is
इसमें demand
retail
होगा.
में 425 के ऊपर last transaction मैंने सुना था. So I think a gap up on listing day, hoping market sentiment
390
doesn't become too bad.
390 का
नहीं,
शेयर
पर मैं
है.
बोलूं अगर तुमने लिस्टिंग डे ना गेन्स जो है 6 आई डिड गुजराती by the way.
गुजराती
Yeah,
में थोड़ा
yeah.
competition हो रहा
लिस्टिंग
है.
डे गेन्स चाहिए तो वेट फॉर डे 3 ना, you don't need to subscribe on day 1.
हाँ.
Wait for 2:30
But
PM
you
on
got
day
to
3.
also, one second, you also got to be lucky enough to get an allocation.
That too.
So
of course.
keeping that in mind, if you are lucky
मतलब
enough,
आपको अगर एक लॉट मिल गया तो 38 शेयर्स मिलेंगे इसमें, और वो भी अगर ओवर सब्सक्राइब इतना नहीं हुआ तो.
now the next question is very interesting. Hemnath writes in and he says, Infi trades at half the market cap of TCS. Don't peek. Does Swiggy and Zomato have a similar understanding on the valuation metric? Now this
ये
is
गलत
a complicated one.
ये गलत कंपैरिजन है. जोमेटो का मार्केट कैप अभी कितना है? 2.2 लाख करोड़. स्विगी इसका लगभग 88,000 करोड़ पे आ रहा है स्विगी. तो अगर आप 4 से 6 क्वार्टर, जो सब लोग बोल रहे हैं कि स्विगी जोमेटो के 4 से 6 क्वार्टर पीछे हैं, उधर जाएंगे तो आइडली तब स्विगी का रेवेन्यूज और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी और एबिटा जब उसी लेवल पे जाएगा तो यही सेम ट्रेजेक्टरी लेना चाहिए.
So I think net हम लोग बोल सकते हैं स्विगी जोमेटो में पैसा बनेगा, लिस्टिंग डे के बनेगा, that
वो
we
पता
cannot
नहीं.
tell you, but it's a duopoly. There are only 2 listed players that you can now, 1 listed and 1.5 I'd say, right? Because Swiggy will make it soon. Zepto अभी थोड़ा टाइम बाकी है तो वो छोड़ दें हम.
और जेप्टो भी फंड रेजिंग कर
No, but
रहा
the last point, I mean, so all the Diwali shows that we've done, right? So if they see Diwali party which will beam tomorrow, or if you see the show that we did with the MK guys day before
MK
yesterday or
think tank
yesterday,
आया था.
yeah, MK think tank, everybody said that one of the key bets is platform companies, quick commerce as well, along with fintech. So quick commerce, whether you bet Swiggy, Zomato, or whatever
You'll
it
make
is,
money.
you'll make money.
Also, one more query I think we need to take, and I think this should be directed at you. Karunakar Reddy writes in, what is Swiggy's path to profitability? Now, you spoke to the management. A lot of it, while quantitative, also you need to get comfort with the quality of
है.
management.
Exactly.
Right?
हाँ.
So you know this.
When I spoke to them, both to Harsha and to Rahul, both Rahul is the CFO of Swiggy, they very clearly said that EBITDA Q1 is 0.8% positive. They expect that to grow in FY25. Food delivery business will not require fresh capital. The cash generated by food delivery is enough to sustain itself. Now, food delivery is there in 600 to 700 cities. Top 30 cities account for 70 to 80% of the revenues. That's what they said. And other cities are growing at a faster pace, but this revenue cash generation which is coming from food delivery is enough to sustain. Quick commerce will require something, but वहाँ पर भी जो देखा जा रहा है contribution margin जो होता है, जो इनका जो आपको कमीशन मिलता है,
थोड़ा सिंपल कर दो.
हाँ.
We agreed that Swiggy is 5 to 6 quarters away from profitability. Do you think in the next, say, FY26, Swiggy can turn profitable?
I think
That makes sense of timeline. I know this is tough.
Yeah, but if I'm going to stick my neck out and see the numbers and on
Yeah,
FY25
yeah.
basis, at least EBITDA levels पे तो कैश पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा.
कभी तक होगा आपको लगता है?
FY25 के एंड तक हो जाएगा.
You're saying by so March 26,
25
2026 calendar year, we should be
end.
positive cash flow.
एक और चीज जो मुझे समझ में आ रही है उनसे, सिंप्लीफाई करके
लोगों को
ये
just जानना है कि खरीदो कि नहीं,
आप ऐप
कभी
करते हो,
profitable
स्विगी एंड जोमेटो ऐप यूज करते हो, उसमें आप प्लेटफॉर्म फीस देते हो जो अभी 10.
Now we have been told Team Swiggy versus Team Zomato, we need to wrap. But listen,
but,
Sajeet, control your emotion. He's spoken to the management of Swiggy, and if you want to know more and understand, if you are intuitive and can tell by body language, by conversation, and Sajeet's questions, please tune in to Sajeet's chat with the management of Swiggy, and then you decide and tell us what you think.
Yeah, but just clarification. I'm not Team Zomato. I
But
just
we want
feel
to call you Team